The recently released report from the Office of Inspector General about Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server has increased the scrutiny into her. This has increased the criticism, and deservedly so, because for the longest time, she has stated that it was allowed, it was within the rules, and this report is the absolute opposite of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, again, there's been a lot of scrutiny. A lot of media outlets have been covering this story, right? Well, Rachel Maddow also covered this story, but it was the way that she covered it that is pretty ridiculous, and it really showed her bias once again. So she begins by talking about the antiquated technology that a lot of different agencies uses. They still use floppy disks, 8-inch floppy disks, and
compact disc.
Yeah, a 70s or 80s type computer. And like she said, this is very just a very old process, but it's like she doesn't understand why they might be doing that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You think she's just being obtuse here?
No, she knows. She has to know. Like, okay, this world has made great advances in technology. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the use of drones.
Drones,
right? That's technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the government uses technology. Now, why would they just forget to upgrade the technology in all of these different and various departments?
The NSA, the CIA,
Yeah.
the FBI, Homeland Security,
right? The VA.
Yes.
I mean, just a whole bunch of different departments. Why would they just forget? Did they forget?
They just forgot this one department.
Yeah. Or could it be that, let's see, old technology is just a little bit more difficult to hack, or maybe impossible to hack because it is so old? It's like she doesn't understand that.
If I'm putting something on a CD, unless you're stealing it directly, unless somebody wants to steal that directly from some sort of Secret Service agent, you're not getting it.
Yes, you have to put your hands on it. You can't be at a remote location and get that information, right?
Yes, or it can't be snatched from the network.
Right. So she goes on to explain what the approved process is for somebody like Hillary Clinton, what she had to go through.
This was the system that was in place when Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. Here is how she officially was supposed to conduct her business as Secretary of State in order to stay in compliance with all the rules about record keeping. Here's how it goes. Send email on any subject that might conceivably be related to government business. Print email, take printout off of paper, put it into a box. Do not label it, don't file it in any way, don't index it, just print it out, put it in a box. Okay, now receive email. Print email, take it off the printer, put it in a box. Send another email, print that email, remove it from printer, put it in a box. Receive another email, print that email, take it off the printer, put it in a box. Every single email sent or received needs to be printed out, taken off the printer, dropped into a box. And I'm not exaggerating. That's the exact system. And it's the only approved system for a Secretary of State to stay within the rules. This is from the IG report today. Look, quote, the only method by which emails could properly be preserved within the office of the Secretary in full compliance with existing Foreign Affairs Manual guidance was, quote, printing and filing.
My gosh, man. That's a hard job.
So primitive.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Ancient. Prehistoric.
But now we see why she had to have the private email server, because, I mean, to expect her to print every single email when dealing with sensitive information, I mean, that's just too much to ask.
Wait. You mean expect her to do what her, predecessors did? Print out everything and put it in a box? So what you're saying is she didn't want to do the job the way everyone else did it before her.
Right. She wanted to come up with a new way. A way that would suit her best. That would be more convenient for her.
It's interesting. Like, in, Maddow's, essentially her defense of Clinton, because that's what this is. It almost makes Clinton look weaker. It actually does make Clinton look weaker.
That's an interesting point.
You see what I'm saying? Because, Rachel Maddow has been probably one of the, primary voices on MSNBC, and also kind of a representation of a strong female voice too.
Definitely.
So in essence, to me, it backfires because she is suggesting that Hillary Clinton is a little too fragile to handle this job the same way the men before her did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? There was another female Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright.
Did she have this same complaint?
I don't think so. I don't remember anything about this.
I don't either.
So why is this job too difficult for Hillary Clinton to do it the way that is instructed?
Always been done. Why is it too difficult all of a sudden?
So Rachel Maddow continues.
Quoting from the report, almost 3,000 boxes, each filled with hundreds of pages of documents, would have to be reviewed manually on a page-by-page basis in order to identify and review all printed and filed emails from the Office of the Secretary since 1997. So again, this system produces no index, no searchable thing. It's just boxes of unsorted paper. I mean, if you want to imagine what that looks like on a day-to-day way, these are all of the emails that I sent and received this working week. It's Wednesday. In 3 days, I have printed them out per State Department regulations. This is 3 days worth. And I'm not the Secretary of State. I'm not Secretary of anything. But this is what Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was supposed to do for 4 years of email.
Who the hell cares if Rachel Maddow had that many emails in what, a week? Who cares?
Rachel Maddow doesn't work for the State Department.
Isn't that an important issue? Isn't that an important distinction? She's not guarding
state secrets.
Yeah, she's not. This isn't like a risk for her. I mean, why in the world? We don't care about your emails. This is that was the process for the Secretary of State. Why is this hard to wrap your mind around? Hillary Clinton wanted to skirt the rules. She wanted to skirt the rules and make it easier for her. Everybody else had to follow the same process.
Because when Hillary Clinton says it was more convenient, she is suggesting that her job was too hard.
Yes.
But again, no matter where you work at, if your job is too hard and you feel that the company you work for is making your job too hard, there's a process you go through to address those issues.
Yes. Is she really making an excuse for Hillary Clinton by saying that the process should not be just a little bit difficult? I think I'd argue that the process
should be more difficult. Yeah.
There should be some steps to the security.
Yes. If you have
some layers.
If I have high security clearance, I'm okay with having to go through red tape to access my information.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Now, if you have a recommendation to say, well, you know what, this could be a better process because this will make it easier for us,
more efficient,
and either it's easier and as efficient, or it's better.
It's more secure.
Yeah, but to go around the system,
what she did was less secure.
She is well deserving of all the criticism, of all the scrutiny. But Rachel Maddow chooses to kind of alleviate all of that and not really focus on the criticism.
It was a pathetic attempt to smooth all this over. It was like she was trying to smother, nice creamy peanut butter over a moldy piece of bread.
Yeah. There's a lot of damaging information here. How could you portray this like, oh, poor Hillary Clinton? Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm sensing a pattern. Mike, I'm sensing a pattern. So we see now that years before, Hillary Clinton went around the system, right? To do what's best for her, right? Mm-hmm. Does that relate to right now?
Oh, you mean her campaign?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't her campaign, the DNC, state Democratic parties, didn't they go around the system so that they could raise far more money than what the rules state for Hillary Clinton's campaign? They raised far more money, right? And what, 99% of that money?
99% of that went back to her.
But it, you know what? It wasn't disallowed.
It was, yeah. It didn't specifically state you couldn't do that.
Technically, it's allowable.
You just kind of like adjust the rules a bit to make it okay.
Yeah. So I mean, she didn't do anything wrong per se.
Technically.
This is a pattern.
And you know, it's like this whole Rachel Maddow segment is a good example of how the machine works. Because nobody probably had to call Rachel Maddow and tell her, hey, you know, can you do us a favor? This is just how it works.
Exactly. They know what to do, how to report it. You're not going to catch a phone call with anybody telling Rachel Maddow, look, we really need you to go easy here a little bit, because everybody else is just, they're just killing her over this. So no, there's not going to be any phone call. There's not going to be any email. There's not going to be some secret location that they met up and talked about this. No, she just knows that this is the game to play.
The corruption is built in.
Right. It's embedded.
It's
right up in there. Yeah.
The machine is already has its moving parts, and it's already oiled and everything.
It needs no management.
No.
Yeah.
Self-management.
It doesn't need to be reprogrammed No, they know exactly what to do. That's why the media is just as corrupt as our politicians. I mean, the media is in control of the news, right? And so many still to this day rely on corporate media to be their source of information. When you control that much power, my gosh, when you control that much power, if your intentions are nefarious,
you can get away with anything.